You're listening to a production of the National Media Archive. To learn more or volunteer, go to nationalmediaarchive.com.
Have you ever sat at your desk staring at your notes and wondered, what's the point of all this? Maybe you feel like you're drifting, just doing assignments because you have to, not because you want to. If you're nodding along, you're not alone. Millions of students experience this exact sense of uncertainty every year. Let me tell you a story. When I was a freshman, I remember walking through the halls, seeing classmates who seemed so focused, so driven. Meanwhile, I felt like I was just trying to keep my head above water. Now, you might be thinking, is there something wrong with me? Absolutely not. This feeling is called academic aimlessness. Think of it like driving a car with no GPS. You're moving, but you have no idea where you'll end up. But what if you could get clarity and direction? What if, instead of wandering, you could set your sights on a destination and actually enjoy the journey? That's exactly what today's episode is about. How to move from confusion to clarity using a simple, proven technique. You've probably heard the phrase SMART goals tossed around, but what does it actually mean? SMART is an acronym. Each letter stands for a quality your goals should have: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Picture your academic journey like building a house. If your goal is too vague, it's like saying, I want a nice house, but what does that look like? SMART goals help you lay the blueprint. Let's break it down. Specific means you know exactly what you want. Measurable means you can track your progress. Think of it like checking your GPS for mileage. Achievable asks if your goal is realistic, not a castle in the sky. Relevant ensures your goal matters to you, and time-bound sets a deadline so you don't wander forever. Now, why does this work? Because our brains crave clarity and deadlines. It's like giving your inner GPS exact coordinates. Stick with me, and I'll show you how each piece fits together, transforming vague wishes into actionable steps. Have you ever tried to hit a target blindfolded? That's what it's like setting a goal that isn't specific. Specificity is about knowing exactly what you want, no guessing, no gray areas. Ask yourself, who's involved? What do I want to accomplish? Where will it happen? Why does it matter? For example, instead of, I want better grades, say, I want to improve my math grade from a C to a B by the end of this semester. Think of specificity as having a high-resolution map. With it, every step you take is intentional. Now, you might be thinking, but what if my goal changes? That's okay. Clarity now gives you momentum, and you can always adjust your route. Here's a tip. Write your goal down and read it aloud. If it sounds vague, get more precise. Precision is your first step toward progress. Let's move on to the next ingredient that makes your goals unstoppable. How do you know you're moving forward if you can't track your progress? That's where Measurable comes in. Measurement is like the odometer on your journey. It shows you how far you've come. Let me ask, have you ever set a goal but felt like you weren't getting anywhere? Maybe you wanted to read more, but without a number, you lost track. By saying, I'll read 20 pages a day, you create a benchmark you can actually tally. Now you might wonder, isn't it stressful to count everything? Not at all. Think of it as feedback, not judgment like a Fitbit for your academics. Measurable goals let you celebrate small wins. Each box you check off builds confidence and keeps you motivated. So, as you set your next goal, ask, how will I know when I've succeeded? Put a number, a date, or a checklist next to it. Your future self will thank you. Let's be honest. Dreaming big is great, but if your goal is to go from failing every class to valedictorian overnight, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Achievability is about finding the sweet spot between ambition and realism. Here's a quick analogy. Think of your goal like a weight at the gym. If you try to lift too much too soon, you'll burn out or injure yourself. But if you gradually increase the weight, your strength compounds. You might ask, how do I know if my goal is achievable? Start by breaking big goals into smaller milestones. For example, instead of master calculus in 1 month, try complete 2 practice problems every night. Achievability doesn't mean playing it safe, it means respecting your limits while challenging yourself to grow. If you're not sure, ask a teacher or mentor for feedback. They can help you calibrate your goals so you're aiming high without setting yourself up for frustration. Let's dig into something most people skip. Is your goal actually important to you? Relevance is the anchor that keeps you committed when motivation fades. I remember wanting to join a club just because everyone else was doing it. After a few weeks, I dreaded going because it wasn't really my passion. Relevance means your goal aligns with your core values and long-term dreams. Ask yourself, why does this goal matter? Will achieving it move you closer to your ideal future? This is called value congruence making. Sure, your actions reflect what you truly care about. Now, some of you might think, but what if I'm not sure what matters to me? That's okay. Try new things and see what sparks your interest. Over time, your goals will become more meaningful. When your goals are relevant, every step feels purposeful, not just another box to tick. That's the fuel that keeps you going when times get tough. Ever notice how you get more done right before a deadline? That's the magic of being time-bound. Setting a concrete time frame creates urgency and helps you prioritize. Picture this. You want to finish a project, but you don't set a deadline. Weeks go by, and suddenly it's the night before it's due panic mode. But if you set mini deadlines, like finish the introduction by Friday, you build momentum. This is known as the Parkinson's Law. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. By shrinking your window, you focus your energy and avoid procrastination. Now you might be wondering, what if I miss my deadline? That's normal, just adjust and keep moving. The key is to treat your deadlines as commitments, not suggestions. Next time you set a goal, stamp it with a start and end date. Watch how your productivity transforms. You might be asking, is all this structure really necessary? Here's the sign: students who set SMART goals are statistically more engaged and motivated than those who don't. Why? Because goal setting creates autonomytho, sense that you're in control of your actions. Autonomy is a psychological term meaning self-direction, and it's a key ingredient for lasting motivation. Let me paint a picture. Imagine two students learning Spanish. One has a vague desire to improve, the other sets a SMART goal: memorize 50 new words by next Friday. Who do you think feels more empowered when Friday comes? Research backs this UPA study of 200 high schoolers found SMART goal setters experienced higher motivation and performed better academically. So if you want education to work for you, not just something that happens to you, SMART goals are your toolkit for transformation. Let's get concrete. Sometimes the hardest part is figuring out what goals to set. So here are 15 SMART goal examples you can borrow, adapt, or use as inspiration. From boosting your GPA by 1 point this semester, to meeting each of your teachers within 2 weeks, to completing assignments at least 2 days early, each goal is written to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Other ideas include raising your hand 5 times a week to stay engaged, reading 70 words per minute with 95% accuracy by year's end, or completing 10 college applications by January honest. There's also working with a tutor to ace the SAT, practicing public speaking monthly, applying for 20 scholarships, or even committing to 8 hours of sleep a night by managing your schedule and digital habits. The point is, there's a SMART goal for every student, every ambition. If you're stuck, start with one from this list and make it your own. Now, you might be thinking, these examples are great, but how do I actually start? Let's walk through building your own action plan using the SMART framework. First, pick one area to focus on. Maybe it's improving your study habits or expanding your social circle. Write down your goal, making sure it's specific and measurable. Set a realistic target. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Make sure it's relevant to your life right now and give yourself a deadline. Break the goal into micro steps. For example, if your aim is to read 400 pages a month, that's about 13 pages a day. Suddenly, it feels doable, right? Finally, track your progress. Use a journal, a calendar, or a digital tool, whatever helps you stay accountable and motivated. Let me deliver on my promise. There's a free SMART goal template waiting for you. It's simple, printable, and designed to guide you as you map out each goal, track your progress, and celebrate your wins. You'll find the link in the episode description. It's like having a GPS for your academic journey. Just plug in your destination and follow the route. But here's the catch. A tool is only as useful as the effort you put in. Set a weekly check-in with yourself, or a friend accountability is your secret weapon for follow-through. Now, you might be wondering, what if I fall off track? That's part of the process. Reflect, reset, and keep moving forward. Personal growth isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. If you're hungry for more, tune into my next episode, where I'll break down common obstacles to goal achievement and how you can overcome them one SMART step at a time.